Hey friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel, I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about, some of the things that have been going on in my life. So, welcome to my very first video of 2024, January 4th, because it's 1 a.m. But I came back this morning, so on January 3rd, in the morning, to this city that I live in, and yeah, it's just been amazing to be back in my own space and just to not have as much stuff going on around me. Obviously in Morocco it was very overwhelming, but it was really fun. I was really happy to spend some time with my family, my sisters, my parents, some cousins that we saw, and some extended family that we visited, and stuff like this. Lots of stuff happened, obviously, over the past 15 days since my last video. I will probably catch you up in the next couple of videos. But basically today, what I want to talk about is basically stuff that's happened today. So my manager finally sent out my work summary to the feedback providers for my promo document. So that's good. So basically it was supposed to be sent out 2 weeks ago, but I was not done with it. Actually, I was very far from done with it, so I kept working on it the whole time that I was in Morocco. And we finally have a version that can be, like, that's good enough to be sent out to the feedback providers. It has most of the data points that I want to talk about, like that I want to have on my promo doc. It's still missing some parts, but I'm gonna spend some more time refining it. In the meantime, I have this project that I need to finish. Honestly, like, being in Morocco meant that I was not very productive on it. I had a hard time focusing. Like, for example, for the work summary, I had no choice but to get it done. So I made the space to do it. But for this project, I have not been dedicated as much attention to it. So I really need to get it done, probably tomorrow, and in the next couple of days, because I need to send it out for reviews and stuff. So I just need to get going with it. But yeah, it's been very formative, like, this whole writing process. I feel like all I've been doing lately over the past month, let's say, and a half, has been basically just writing stuff. It's very hard, but it's also a very satisfying feeling, like when you get something out of your mind into the page and you're able to communicate your ideas in the way that, I mean, not exactly in the way that you've imagined them, but as close as you can get to the way that you've imagined them in your head. I think that's one of my favorite feelings, and it's a feeling that I think I'm learning to tap into more, to trust my internal taste, and basically put in the work by iterating and not giving up until my internal taste is aligned with the external representation of whatever work I'm doing. So yeah, that's obviously a very hard process, but it's one that I'm committed to basically mastering, hopefully. So much so that I've made it my quarterly goal for Q1 2024 to increase, to basically improve my writing. That will be my 10x goal, is really to go all in on writing. I think I will have lots of writing to do for the next projects that I'm going to be working on. So it's really something that I want to get the reps in and have really tight feedback loops. And I feel now that I've found a way to unblock myself. I want to lean into that even more and not allow any time to pass between basically writing and basically the next time that I need to write. So that's the plan, I think, for this quarter. It's basically to like build my focus stamina, which and also like both things are related, because most of the work that I will have to do this quarter will be around that, mostly writing, communicating my ideas, convincing people of my prototypes and stuff like this, convincing people to invest in the proposals that I'm making, and things like that. So they go hand in hand. I want to increase both my stamina for long deep focus sessions, as well as my ability to write and iterate quickly on my writing. Yeah, that's something that I've been thinking about. Other than that, actually, today was quite interesting. Earlier, I went to the gym. My body is quite sore from going to the gym. Like I had this body balance class, and I feel like my my body is like rediscovering muscles because I have not basically worked out in the past 15 days. I mean, I did close my Apple Watch circles, but barely. I mean, I would do I did do walks, and like I don't know, 30-minute to 1 hour walks almost every day. But that does not match the level of effort that I'm used to. So today, just going back to the gym, it felt really good to be at the gym again and to have the body balance session. And then when I went on the rower, it just felt like the rower, the difficulty has increased a lot, but it's just probably because I've lost some strength the past 15 days, because I've not done any strength training. Obviously, that's something that I will eventually get back, but it's quite interesting to see and notice these changes in my body and in my ability to perform some tasks. And it's a good reminder that okay, you need to keep doing exercising and stuff. Otherwise, it goes away. It's not something that stays. But yeah, this is interesting data points, and I'm glad that I'm at least more aware of my body. That now I'm able to determine, okay, this feels different. This feels slightly harder than it used to. And all of that stuff. It's all very helpful data points just to bring the importance of staying consistent with with any habits basically, but especially my physical habits. Yeah, and basically the impact of not doing that and seeing it clearly, like just 15 days without exercise, felt that basically the same rower that I used to row every single day, it felt so much heavier. But that's an interesting observation to have. One other thing that I did today is that I was listening to the How I Write podcast. Like this freaking podcast has become my absolute favorite podcast to listen to, and a lot of the time, I re-listen to the episodes because they're just so good. And today was an instance of that. Basically, I was listening to the episode with Sahil Bloom, and it's such a good episode. I just wanted to take notes the whole time. I actually finished it and then restarted listening again. I think I would probably need to listen to it one or two more times just to take down all of the notes that I wanted to take, because when I was listening to it, either I was on the rower or I was walking outside, so it was quite cold, and I was a bit avoiding to get my hands out in the cold to type the notes that I wanted to take. But that was honestly such a good episode, and yeah, it's such an amazing, like probably my favorite podcast right now. It really has become really fast my favorite podcast. That like I love learning about writing stories and overall about creativity and procrastination and basically building your ability to focus and things like this. These are all things that overlap, and it's very, very interesting to learn about these topics from people who are successful by external metrics in these things. And yeah, sometimes you don't have to be successful by external metrics for your opinion to be valid. But if you're not, then people take you less seriously. Uh, but yeah, it's quite. And something else that I did after that is that basically I had some ideas about like that topic that I've talked about before, about this this weird thing that I don't know, this weird crush that I have on this famous person, and like basically reflecting and like saying, okay, why do I really think like why do I think that I like them this much? Let's say we were to have a relationship. It would not be fair to them that I know this much about them, but they don't know who the heck I am. So the only way to balance things out is maybe for me to get in a situation where they know as much about me as I know about them, and the whole philosophical thing like, oh, is this ethical to want to do this? Is this fair to them? All of that stuff. And I was just freaking journaling about it for like an hour, just trying to be as brutally honest and like just as genuine and honest as I possibly can about this, because it's a recurring topic, honestly. It's a topic that I've been thinking about for a long time, which makes it a bit weird. It's like, gosh, it's so embarrassing to admit, but it is true. But yeah, anyway, I wrote about it to try to like clarify my thought process. Like, okay, should I try to seek them out, or like try to meet them? But if I do, that means that there will be this unbalanced relationship, which I don't want, because for anyone that I want to date, I want there to be a balanced relationship, and I want us to basically see each other as equals. And basically, like, actually, what draws me to this person is not at all the, let's say, the external success metrics. The external success metrics are what allowed me to learn about this person, but they're not what allowed me to, like, they're not why I think that we would be good friends or maybe more, because basically, like, through the work that they put out, they were vulnerable enough to show some parts of themselves that I really resonated with, and that I think, I don't know, that I have like some similar experiences about those things, and I don't think many people understand that. And I know just from the person that I am that I'm not the kind of person to basically I don't know, only care about the status and things like this. The status is what allows, like, is what brings someone forth to my attention, but the only thing that keeps me intrigued is if I resonate with some deeper part that people sometimes don't even recognize, but it's what makes actually like it's probably the root of the resonance. I'm not even sure that I'm making sense. It's like 1:30 a.m. Like 1:42 a.m. and I woke up at 6:30 a.m. So it's been quite a tiring day. But yeah, it's like a weird thing, and I like rather than pretend that I don't want this, I would rather just admit it to myself and basically think it out, like think it through, so that I don't have to think about it, or at least next time I think about it, I'm able to reason with myself about the pros and cons, because obviously if it's going to be a real relationship, it's a two-way thing, and I cannot idealize this person because that leads to imbalance, and that's the opposite of what I'm looking for in a relationship. I really want us to like that's like that's what I'm looking for in any connection, is this feeling that they understand who I am as a person, and love me for all of the parts that I'm like that make me feel like I'm not good enough, as well as for the good parts, obviously. I mean, it's easier to love someone for the good parts than it is to love them for the parts that make them feel that they're not good enough, like the young, vulnerable parts. So these are things that relate to, you know, the early years, like all of the times before you become successful by any external metrics. And that's the part that I am confident I will, uh, you know, love whoever I end up with, regardless of like probably not this person, because the fact that I'm overthinking it so much, because like that's how it is with things in life. The more you obsess about something, the less less likely you're to get it, especially if it's about a person, because it's different. The person is not a goal, and it's weird to strive to basically have someone love you. That's not something that I can force, and that's not something that I want to force. I want to be loved for who I am. I want them, whoever, like, I want, like, whoever, I wish that for anyone actually, to be loved for who they are. And I know that that's something that I'm capable of doing, and that I know I will do. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's getting too philosophical. It's kind of a weird topic. I'm not entirely sure, like how to express it in a way that does not feel weird. I mean, it's already weird enough as it is. So I'm not gonna like this is true, and I think probably lots of people have these thoughts and things like this. Maybe not everyone puts them to as much scrutiny as I do, but like basically walking myself through like in a rational way, and thinking these things through is really, really helpful, and also allows me to make peace with the fact that this might not happen, and actually it's unlikely to happen, and that's completely okay. And even if, like, by some miracle, you know, I was to meet this person, and like we were to hit it off, there is no guarantee that it's a long-term thing. It's just I don't honestly. I only know the public persona, and also they are trying to be less public, which means that I have probably inaccurate information. Like, I don't have a good representation of who they are, and I couldn't claim to know anything about them, uh, about who they truly are as a person, because I don't personally know them. I just think that there may be something there that's worth exploring, and the only way to explore it is to somehow be in their vicinity, and only like the only thing that I want is for us to determine, I mean, for me, or like for us, I guess, like, I'm talking, like, it's weird to talk about us, but okay, let's just say for us to have the opportunity to determine, okay, do I like this person? Do I not like this person? And it goes both ways. And there's no guarantee in any kind of relationship, so I don't really have any expectation around that. It's just a topic that I've been thinking about. Like, actually, about this, it's forced me to distill what I'm looking for in a relationship. So probably that's the thing that will come out of this, is that having this person to think about uh, might not mean that I will actually meet them or date them or any of that stuff, but it has forced me to determine uh, what makes a good relationship, um, and what I'm looking for in a relationship. Yeah, it's just forced me to learn, like, what does it take to truly love someone? Like, what are the qualities that would make for a good relationship, a good, healthy, long-term relationship? So it's like to at the least, it's been an interesting thought experiment, because it's forced me to like figure out, okay, like, what would make me feel loved, and then I've realized, like, also with some readings and like listening to podcasts and stuff. If I remember, there was this podcast episode on the Tim Ferriss show. I think I've talked about it before, but I don't remember the name of the guy. I'm following him on Twitter, but I don't remember his name. Where he was talking about the fact that, like, what it takes to be married to someone, or like, marriage is a commitment to say that no matter what you tell me, I will not run away. And basically, that goes for both partners, because all of us as humans have insecurities that, we've learned to hide, and that basically we think that if anyone ever finds out about them, they will run away. And basically, marriage is basically a testament, like, it's a statement that no matter what you tell me, I will not run away, and that's the significance of the marriage vows in some sense. And that, combined with lots of reading and thinking, has somewhat allowed me to say, okay, I want someone, like, loving someone, especially if it's your romantic partner, and if you're looking for a really, really long-term partnership that's win-win for both parties, that it means not only seeing the parts that they want to show you, but also seeing the parts that they show you despite themselves, and loving also those parts. It's loving them when they're at their best, and bringing out the best in them, but also loving them when they're at their worst, when they're sick, when they're not feeling well, when they're struggling. And that's basically what it means to be married, like, to be together in sickness and in health, and all of those marriage vows. Yeah. that's something that I've really been thinking about. So yeah, at least I'm trying to convince myself that that's the lesson there. Like, regardless of what happens, I mean, for now there's no indication that I have any, like, that I'm going to meet them or any of that stuff. I don't have any indication that we're compatible and all of that stuff. But just thinking about this, okay, what would make them feel loved? What would make me feel loved? Thinking about that and trying to figure out what's the truth and like trying to dig it up, despite all of the things that I'm trying to convince myself of, which are maybe not true. It's an interesting it's an interesting exercise. I mean, it's not an exercise because of that, not as an exercise, but like as actually believing in it and like really thinking through it because it is part of my life. But yeah, it's about being okay with doing this. Like, doing this is so freeing because at best maybe I get the opportunity to meet them, and at best there's something like that's a very slim chance, like point 0.00001% chance that it happens. But like, okay, we end up together, have kids, all of that stuff, right? But the other thing is just me learning to be honest with myself and like truly seek out root causes rather than try to make myself believe some things that I don't actually believe. It just brings me a lot of peace of mind, honestly, despite the, I don't know, the cringiness of the whole thing. Like, come on, seriously, who takes like a celebrity crush this seriously? Like, it's kind of ridiculous. But some part of me believes that it's possible. So I do indulge that part, and yeah, like it just helps to think it through and figure out what I'm looking for in terms of romantic relationships. And yeah, it's been very insightful just doing this reflection because it has made me clarify my thinking about these topics. And now I have much clearer vision of the kind of qualities that I'm looking uh, for a relationship. The fact that I haven't had any significant long-term relationship, maybe I don't know, give less credibility to these conclusions that I'm coming to because I haven't really had the chance to apply them. But these things that I'm learning, I've like, they don't only apply to romantic relationships, they apply to all kinds of relationships. It basically boils down to empathy, like really deep empathy and like loving people for who they are, regardless of whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or a family member or um, someone that you meet on the street. The most important thing is to see people for who they are and make them feel seen and loved and appreciated. And it's even more true, obviously, for the most important relationships in our lives, but I think this is like a universal principle of relationships that applies to all kinds of relationships. So so yeah, it's it's a bit weird to talk about this, but it is what it is. I'm just learning to basically collapse my time to acceptance when I come to realization, or like something happens in my life, like basically by collapsing that time, like from the time that the event happens to the time that I accept it, I want it to be as immediate as possible so that I don't waste any time in denial, because it is the denial that, that is so painful. Basically, the existence of conflicting expectations, like of expectations conflicting with reality, that basically causes all of the suffering, when expectations do not meet the reality. It goes back to the happiness equation. If you've not heard about it, you can read the book Solve for Happy by Mo Gaudat. Such an amazing book, where he talks about this happiness equation. So basically, equation is equal to expectations minus reality. So if your or reality minus expectations, sorry, because otherwise it would be inverted. So reality, that's how things are. If your expectations are much higher than your reality, then the result is negative, and so you will be sad. If your expectations are lower than your reality, then the result is positive and you're happy. And the only component that you can actually change between expectations and reality is expectations, because reality, most of the time, I mean, depending on, like, unless it's something that you have agency on, is outside of our control. Like, there are some random things in life that are outside of our control, and that's exactly the situation that I'm in. This is not really within my control. I mean, there is a part that's within my control, but I'm not sure I want to. I'm not sure I want to force it. Actually, I just would rather not. I would rather focus on the inputs that I can control and not things that I cannot control. Yeah, these are some of the thoughts that I've been thinking about today. And yeah, I think it's about time for me to go to sleep. Wow, it just feels amazing to be back here. Super grateful for the year 2023, and I'm really looking forward what more progress I can hopefully make in the year 2024. As I've mentioned before, I think this year I'm gonna have lots of turning point moments. By the way, I forgot to mention, but I received an email yesterday about my citizenship request, my French citizenship request. So basically, they're just asking for a document, and apparently, like about 2 months after people received this email, they were officially French citizens. So that's good news, I think. So yeah, super grateful for everything, honestly, that's happening in my life. Work is going well, thank God. Family is going well. My sister's getting married. I'm trying to challenge myself mentally and physically. Yeah, honestly, so much to be grateful for. So grateful to be alive, for all of the people that are in my life. The Amazon, sorry, I need to cut that out. The women in engineering community that I'm a part of. So much to be grateful for, honestly. May this year be a good one. But obviously, I'm trying to decrease my time to acceptance, like a new metric, time to acceptance. Try to get it towards 0. TTA. We have this metric at work that's time to first approval, TTFS. No, to TTFA for our code reviews. And I'm like, now creating a new metric, time to acceptance. Anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, I'm really gonna close this off this time. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Today you can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, so don't repeat for this one, or you can click here to watch my latest video on the channel. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day, night, whichever time of day it is where you are right now. Bye for now, and I will hopefully see you